Welcome to the Reddit Chronicles. Today we will be reading from True Off My Chest. Our first post is by Deleted. I was supposed to get married today, but my cousin sabotaged my wedding and my fiance called it off. I can't really blame him for calling it off because it was for financial reasons. But I feel like I can't talk to him about it because I'll start saying things that I regret. I was set to get married today. It was great. I had everything planned out perfectly. My venue was on the pricey side, but both my mother and aunt said they would help pay for it to make my wedding perfect. I sent invites months ahead to make sure everyone had time to plan stuff if they needed to travel, and the drama started when I didn't invite my cousin. I grew up with her because our mothers are close and she is very mentally ill and would always have meltdowns and stuff. Around last year, she had a breakdown that everyone seems to ignore now. I'm pretty sure she has bipolar disorder, and anyone who knows someone with that will tell you how unstable and unpredictable those people are. So I decided that I didn't want a severely mentally ill woman at my wedding to risk ruining it, and also we weren't that close to begin with, and hadn't seen each other for years. I thought everyone would understand that, and it's not like she and I were very close to begin with. It caused a lot of drama and family fighting. My aunt said that if I didn't invite her daughter, then she wasn't going to contribute money, and my female cousin's brothers also said that they weren't coming. Then my mom got angry and said that she wasn't going to contribute money if I was going to discriminate against my female cousin. And then other relatives heard that I hadn't invited her because of her mental illness. I didn't even tell anyone it was because of that, just that we weren't close. But I guess she was telling them that I was being bigoted against her because of her illness. I settled things with my mom, who agreed to pay, and I even offered my cousin an invite and apologized for excluding her when I initially sent out the invites. But she brushed me off and said she didn't want to go to my wedding. But my aunt never accepted the apology and still refused to pay. I thought that that was fine because my fiance could make up the difference, and asked my dad if he was willing to contribute more. He divorced my mom when I was a kid and we're not super close anymore because of it, but he still offered some money. But neither of them were able to pitch in anymore. And my savings also aren't enough unless I wanted to completely wipe them out or take out a loan, and I don't think that's a very good financial choice. I want the perfect wedding, but I don't want to go into debt for it. I finally decided to fold and look for another venue, but all of the ones I wanted were booked for the rest of the year. Last month, my fiance told me that we should postpone the wedding for a year so that we find the perfect venue that we can afford. I had to call all my friends and the family members who still wanted to go and basically tell them I was too poor to get married this year. It was humiliating. All of this is because of my cousin, who got pissy that I didn't want her at my wedding, and she doesn't even want to go to the wedding anyway, and did her best to turn my family against me. Our next post is by Saria's Song in Green. Discovered my husband's affair and I wish I was dead. My husband had a female best friend for many years, since before I came in the picture. She was married, came to our wedding, we double date with her and her husband. I never felt good about her. Gut feeling and little things I'd see, I was certain she was into him. He made me feel crazy. I was assured they really truly were just genuine friends, but I couldn't shake the bad feeling. He refused to cut her out. Found out 2 days ago they've been sleeping together for who knows how long. He claims it was one time. Even so, the emotional affair was real. There's nothing and no one I wouldn't have given up for him. Why couldn't he do the same for me? We had what I thought was a great marriage. We were so happy, laughed together, accomplished goals together, were kind to each other. We both did our fair share with the baby and the house. We had a very active and fun sex life. I cooked for him, rubbed his feet, loved him with my whole soul. We have a 17-month-old and a new house. We wanted to grow our family. Now suddenly the bright, shiny future we worked for is gone. My hopes and dreams are dead. This pain is all-encompassing. The only reason I'm still breathing is the immense love and devotion I have for my child. I could never leave him. But these feelings of wishing I was dead, wishing I could go to sleep and never wake up, they won't go away. They cover me and suffocate me. I cry all day. Thank heaven my mom is here to help. I've scheduled an appointment with a therapist. I want to figure out how to stop these feelings, but I'm scared that if I tell her about them, she will think I'm unable to care for my baby and I'll lose him. That is not the case at all. I've bathed him, snuggled him, fed him, played with him, taken him outside in the sunshine. I'm doing everything I can to keep things as normal for him as possible. I'm really trying to hand him to my mom and go to the other room when I need to cry before I dissolve into tears so he won't see me. I promise I'm a good mom, but damn if this isn't the hardest thing I've ever experienced. What should I do? Should I work on these feelings by myself, or am I safe to voice them? Our next post is by Positive Mirror. My mom wants me to marry my dead sister's husband. Someone please help me escape this madness. I am beyond appalled, disgusted, and just shocked. I've got no one I can tell this to yet, and I need to get it off my chest. 4 months ago, my sister, 27F, passed away and left behind her children. Collectively, we have done our part as a family to help them regain normalcy the best we can. We have been by their side every step of the way in dealing with her absence and their grief. As of lately, I, 23F, have started to remove myself away from anything which has to do with her husband, I'll call RM30, due to comments sometimes inappropriate but usually on the lines of how I look exactly like my sister. I still make every effort to manage the kids to the best of my ability, and I still have them on my days regardless. The bombshell was dropped a few days ago, and my sister's clothes were strewn all over with her wedding dress while my mother, my other sister R, and his brother sat around. According to them, my deceased sister's kids require a mother and her husband requires a wife, and since I am an identical copy to her, I am the one to fulfill these roles. Like what the actual heck? I am fully aware grief can cause individuals to say weird things and act oddly at times, but this is something entirely different. The most dreadful aspect for me was the fact that they had already taken away her photos and begun preparing for the wedding. I am very lucky as R's mother and father have not only selflessly taken myself in, but also their grandbabies. She is adamantly against this nonsense and feels we all are not safe around them, which I strongly agree with. I am fortunate to have an opportunity to work elsewhere, but I can't imagine leaving my nephews behind in this mess. I'm still in a state of shock trying to process the situation and how I can manage everyone in this too. I do apologize if some aspects don't make sense, as I have rushed this as I am at work, and I will add more information or details in the comments if needed. I'm just struggling to understand what could have brought this on or what could possess someone to behave like this. As I just can't wrap my head around it, I'm sorry to vent, but thank you in advance. Our next post is by Throwaway. I found out that my daughter was in a car accident and dating someone older than me the same day. It all happened on Tuesday, definitely one of the worst days of my entire life. My daughter is turning 21 next month. She was at university, business as usual, and had a 4-hour gap between classes. Her boyfriend's driver came to pick her up and take her to this man's office, after which they'd go and have lunch together. On the way to the office, their car got hit by another car in an intersection. The boyfriend was contacted first about the collision, after which he contacted me to let me know about the situation and at what hospital to go. This is also when he introduced himself for the first time to my wife and I, cause prior to this we had no idea he even existed. Our daughter has always been very private about her private life. We head to the hospital, a private one for which the boyfriend was covering the bills. Daughter is all right. The accident was mild, not too good but not too bad either. We found out his age, 46, for the record I'm 45, wife is 43. We don't cause a scene or make it awkward as we don't want our daughter to be stressed. They apparently met 2 years ago and started dating last year. I honestly find the guy cocky. I'm uncomfortable with the fact that he's older than me. Nonetheless, we had and still have to get along at the hospital for my daughter's sake. She gets discharged tomorrow. The boyfriend was able to take these days off easily to care for her since he's his own boss. My wife and I still have to work, so we mostly visit in the late afternoon or evening. These past couple of days have been extremely stressful. I've barely even slept at all. I'm also very worried about post-discharge, since we'll obviously have to talk about her relationship. Fun times, what can I say? I just want my daughter to be well. Thank you for listening to the Reddit Chronicles. Follow for more content.